In this video, I'm going to show you how you can make long boards flat and straight for big woodworking projects. Now, I've had a few woodworking projects that I've taken on that have really required very long and very straight boards. Now, for a lot of the projects that I do, I use rough cut lumber. And the reason for that is I can actually get it for really cheap. I live here in Western Pennsylvania, and this is where most domestic hardwood lumber comes from. And so I can get sugar maple or hard maple for cheaper than what you can buy pine lumber at the hardware store for. And so it's actually a really great deal. The problem with it though is that when you buy straight from the lumber mill, that lumber is not always straight, it's not always flat, and it requires some milling in order to be able to use it for your projects. Here's a bed that I made for my daughter out of wide oak, and here's a door that I recently built for my office. Each of these projects required long, flat boards. Now, there are a lot of ways to straighten and flatten boards. Some people use hand planes, that's how they did it in the olden days. Some people even use table saws or other tools. But there's really no substitute for a jointer. Now, a jointer is a tool that has a spinning cutter in between two flat surfaces. One of the surfaces can be raised or lowered, causing more or less material to be removed, and you can use that jointer to flatten faces and edges so that boards can be glued together or otherwise used in making things. Now, before you say that, hey, joiners are too expensive and I really can't afford it, you should know that I buy a lot of my tools secondhand. I buy them off of Craigslist, I buy them off of Facebook Marketplace, I buy them off of local classifieds, Let Go, anywhere I can find them. And the joiner that I have, I actually bought for a little over $100. And so it's actually very affordable, and I've gotten a lot of use out of it. But the problem that I have is that my joiner is actually really small. It's only about 3 feet wide. And so it becomes really difficult to straighten out any boards that are much larger than 4 or 5 feet. And when you need really, 6+ feet for a bed or for a door, you need some kind of solution, something that will allow you to straighten out that lumber so that you can actually use it. So in this video, I'm going to show you my trick for how I straighten out long boards on such a small jointer. Now, the key to this method is these rollers. Now, they're rollers that come on these roller stands, and they allow you to kind of push wood across them very easily and very smoothly. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one on either end of the jointer and make sure that they're level, and that will allow me to extend my jointer table as far out as I can put these. Now, this part is extremely important because if these rollers are not level with the table, that's going to make it so that my boards aren't straight and the door won't really work at all. It'll be a waste of my time. same thing to the other side. Sometimes boards will have a very noticeable bend on one end. And so sometimes I will run it through the joiner a few times just on that side to get rid of that bend before I joint the entire board. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that you learned something from it, something you can use in your own projects. If you did, hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Share it with your friends or other people that are interested in this sort of thing. And I'll see you soon.